Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we're going to be doing a little quick experiment to see what happens if you're too fast on the tutorial in Halo Infinite. So, just as a refresher, normally with this intro, you can skip some of the beginning cutscenes, but you can only get up to this part, where you have to do the training. You can't skip this when you start a new campaign save. So you do all that, and then afterwards, Chief puts the chip in his helmet, and then you can continue. When he continues, he just kind of like walks and breaks off the cables, and then the pilot is just kind of warning him, like, to take it easy. So that's basically the usual intro that we're all used to. But as it turns out, if you actually replay the very first mission using the new-ish replay feature in Halo Infinite, then once you load back in, you will actually be able to skip like the entire intro, the entire tutorial. I mean, each time there's like several sections to it, but here is what happens if you just start skipping it and then you skip the actual tutorial itself. So we just did it right there, and now, as you can see, if you actually skip the tutorial, like if you go too fast, if you just breeze through the whole thing by skipping it, then something actually does happen differently. So let's watch that again. I'm going to restart the mission just in case you missed what happened. So we're going to skip everything just up until the tutorial part. So we're going to skip the tutorial itself, and as you can see, when Chief breaks off the cables, he actually damages his shields. So I guess the pilot, when he warned him to take it easy, he was right, because Chief actually damages his shields that way, and when he breaks off, it actually, you can see his energy shields are recharging. It's actually like low shields. Now if we actually skip that part as well, then the next scene, his shields are also down and recharging. So it's technically not so much that like him breaking off the cables damages his shields. It's more so that when you started that scene off, his shields are already down, so you're actually just skipping the whole like recharge sequence. And if you skip all the way to gameplay, you actually start with low shields as well, and then they will recharge. So it's kind of just like a semi-glitch that happens when you kind of skip through the cutscenes too quickly. Now, if you're wondering, what if you turn on the black eye skull? That skull, it makes it so that your shields don't recharge at all unless you melee enemies. So with that skull on, you may be thinking that you can actually keep your like shields indefinitely disabled during that cutscene. Well, unfortunately, the same thing happens, like your shield is damaged, but it will still recharge even though the black eye skull is enabled. So unfortunately, you can't really mess with the cutscene any further than pretty much just this. I know it's not like a super huge reveal or anything, but it's actually kind of like an interesting side effect of like skipping the intro cutscene. And what's interesting is that with the black eye skull, once you get into gameplay, if you do the same thing, your shield will still recharge even though you have the black eye skull on. But if you take any more damage subsequently, then the black eye skull will apply correctly. So yeah, that's basically it. So that only happens if you replay the mission. If you start a new save, you cannot skip that cutscene. You cannot skip that tutorial. Even if you play on Legendary from a brand new save, you can't skip that tutorial at all. Even though in previous Halo games, you could skip tutorials somewhat by playing on a higher difficulty. But in Halo Infinite, you can only skip that tutorial if you replay the mission. So there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it to be interesting, make sure to leave a like, leave thoughts and comments. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys!